everyone, it's Carolyn. Welcome back to my channel. Today for dinner I'm going to be making homemade Chinese food, and I thought I'd bring you along and show you how I do it. I'm going to be starting with a chicken and cashew dish that you make in the crock pot, and then I'm also going to make a super quick and easy cauliflower fried rice. Just to forewarn you, the crock pot chicken and cashew is not one of those dump everything in the crock pot and let it cook all day. It does require about 15 minutes of prep, and then it cooks for about 2 to 3 hours in the crock pot. But if you have a little bit of time in the afternoon that you could get this prep work done, and then you have to go somewhere, like if your kids have after school activities or you have an appointment, this would be the perfect recipe to try. And then by the time you get home from wherever you need to go, it's going to be ready. So let me start by showing you all the ingredients. Alright, so I did want to mention that this is a paleo recipe, but since I don't follow the paleo diet, I am going to substitute a few of the ingredients, and that is the tapioca or arrowroot flour. I'm just going to use regular flour, and then instead of palm sugar, I'm just going to use regular sugar. And if you don't have coconut aminos, then feel free to just use soy sauce. I've done that before and it came out really good. And unfortunately, I tried to link this recipe, but the website is no longer working, so I feel bad that I can't give them credit. But luckily, this is one of my tried and true recipes. I've made it a ton of times, so I have it printed out in my recipe binder, and I will type it out and leave it in the description box for you. So for your ingredients, you're going to need 2 pounds of boneless chicken thighs, and you're going to want to cut those up into bite-sized pieces. And I do recommend using the chicken thighs over chicken breast. I just think that cut of chicken holds up better in the crock pot. And then back there, I just have a big Ziploc bag. Gallon size works the best. And then I have my all-purpose flour. You're going to need 1/4 cup of that, and then you're going to need black pepper, like 1/2 teaspoon, and then you're going to want to chop up 2 green onions and just separate out the white part with the green part, and then 3 garlic cloves you're going to want to mince up. And then you can either use ketchup or tomato paste. I'm going to use tomato paste. You need 2 tablespoons of that. 2 tablespoons of some type of fat. The recipe calls for coconut oil, avocado oil, or ghee. I have coconut oil, so I'm going to use that. I'm sure you could probably use any kind of oil and it would turn out fine. Then back there I have my sesame oil. And you need 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, 3 tablespoons of coconut aminos, and again, just use soy sauce if you don't have coconut aminos. A pinch of red pepper flakes, 1/2 teaspoon of fresh ginger, and I love using this ginger. It comes in the freezer section, and it's already like all diced up, or minced up actually, and each one of those little squares is a teaspoon. And then you need 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, and then 1/2 cup of cashews. So in your bag, you're going to want to add your 1/4 cup of flour and your 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and then mix that together. And then you're going to want to add all of your chicken into the bag and give it a really good shake to make sure that the chicken is completely coated with the flour mixture. So then you're going to preheat your skillet over medium-high heat. You're going to add in your coconut oil or whatever type of oil you prefer to use. Let that melt, and then once it's melted, you are going to add your chicken to the skillet, and you're just going to brown it for a couple minutes on each side. It does not have to be cooked through. This is going to continue cooking in the crock pot. And I know that this seems sort of like an unnecessary step, but I promise you this is really important. It's going to keep the chicken in these pieces, and it's going to prevent it from shredding and sort of falling apart like most meat does in the crock pot. And it's really going to come out just like it does from the Chinese restaurant. So next we are going to be mixing up our sauce, and you're just going to put all of the remaining ingredients in a bowl with the exception of the green part of the green onions that will be used for topping and the cashews. So everything else goes right in the bowl. The white part of the green onions, your minced garlic, your sugar, your minced ginger, your sesame oil, the rice vinegar, your coconut aminos or soy sauce if you prefer, then as much red pepper flakes as you like, depending on your personal preference. Then either tomato paste or ketchup, whatever you happen to have on hand is fine. And then a little bit of sea salt. If you do use the soy sauce, just keep that in mind that you will need a little bit less salt. Once you have finished mixing up your sauce, just give your crock pot a quick spray with some nonstick spray, and then you can add in all of the chicken from your skillet, and then you just need to pour the sauce on top and then add in your cashews. Give everything a good mix and then place the lid on top, and then you are going to cook this on low for 2 to 3 hours. Alright, so now I'm going to make the cauliflower fried rice to go along with our chicken and cashews. And for this, I like to cheat a little bit and just buy this cauliflower medley that already has almost everything that you need in it. It has the cauliflower rice, it has carrots, peas, and green onions. And I just got this in the freezer section of my local grocery store. If you have a Trader Joe's near you, they have a cauliflower stir fry that is very similar. And if you can't find either one of these, then most grocery stores do sell plain cauliflower rice, either in the frozen section or fresh in the produce section, and you can get that along with a bag of frozen peas and carrots, and it'll be just as quick. So besides your cauliflower rice, you want to get a clove of garlic and just mince that up. You also want a little bit of crushed ginger. Again, I'm going to use my frozen ginger that comes already minced and pre-portioned. You want 1 egg that's beaten, a little bit of oil, and then 1 to 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And I'm going to use soy sauce instead of the coconut aminos, just because that will give a little bit more of the traditional flavor of fried rice. And the great part about this, if you buy these Green Giant cauliflower medley bags, the recipe is right on the back, so you don't even have to remember how to make it. So you are going to start by preheating your pan on medium, add in your oil and let that heat up. And then once it is warm, you're going to add in your minced ginger and minced garlic. And just stir that up, let that cook for about a minute, and then you can add in your bag of cauliflower medley or cauliflower stir fry. And then I like to sort of push it out to the edges to create a circle in the middle where I'm going to cook my eggs. So I just add in my beaten egg, let that sit until it sets a little bit, and then I will just scramble that up. Once my egg is done cooking, I'm just gonna sort of mix everything together, and then you let that cook for about 4 minutes until the cauliflower rice is done. Then you're going to stir in your soy sauce and let it cook for 1 more minute. Doesn't that look just like regular fried rice? Smells so good. Here's what it looks like when it's plated and topped with the green parts of the green scallions. And it tasted so good, and this was definitely a toddler approved meal, as you can see right here. Alright, so that is it for this video. I hope that you'll give this recipe a try. Let me know in the comments below if you did and how it turned out. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Bye!